from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Wednesday, July 5th. So the moon is going to be in Aquarius all day. This gives us an opportunity to kind of emotionally detach, to act as the observer, to recognize where over the last couple of days with the moon being in Capricorn, where there's been blockages, restrictions, power struggles, where there has been an illumination of the things that you no longer want to experience, that you just can no longer tolerate. And the Aquarian energy is going to help you strategize on how it is that you're going to break free from some of these realizations. So we definitely have a innovative perspective, a progressive perspective. We want, need, and desire a little bit more independence, space, time, distance, away from being overly emotional in order for us to see things from a different set of eyes. So with that being said, we have 10 different aspects here today. 9 of them are going to involve the moon, which means that we are going to have a lot of processing to do from our highest mind, our observer mentality, in order for us to figure out what needs to change and how to do so very freaking quickly. So we start off with the moon in Aquarius making an interaction with Saturn, its ruler. If you didn't know, Uranus and Saturn both rule over Aquarian energy. And Saturn, of course, being the Lord of Karma, ruling over roles and responsibilities, systems, foundations, structures. He's currently retrograde in this Pisces energy, really looking to cut ties, detach from the old, to provide an ending, a closure to old soul contracts, old ideas, old dreams, old belief systems, just old pain and trauma overall. So now, because Saturn usually brings us a little bit of a reality check, he likes to bring us down a couple of pegs so that we're operating from a logical, practical point of view. The moon in Aquarius energy pushing the boundaries, if you will, on what it is that we've already recognized over the last couple of days, especially what it is that absolutely needs to change. So it's not like we are out in left field or so far, in la la land that we are detaching from our physical lives and physical circumstances altogether to conjure up this dream, this goal, this vision that is unattainable and unachievable. What we're doing here is we're taking a logical, practical approach on how it is that we're going to detach and cut the cord with some of these aspects that are weighing us down, holding us back, and really sucking the life force energy out of us. The moon will then interact with Chiron, the wounded healer. And of course, this is a positive interaction, so there's a lot of growth here. There's a lot of opportunity to heal. There's a lot of opportunity to transform, especially in the realm of realizing who it is that we are no longer, who it is that we presently are, and who it is that we either desire to become or are required to become in order to kind of boss up to new levels of vibration and frequency, and with that, of course, new timelines, new soul contracts. So there is some sort of aha moment, some sort of realization on who it is that we now have to become in order to kind of level up to new roles and responsibilities. The sun in Cancer energy is going to make a positive interaction with the North Node in Taurus. This is going to be an illumination because, again, the sun shines a bright light on what we have to kind of work on, what we have to embody, what we have to build towards. And in Cancer energy, we are, kind of emotional. We're focused on our home. We're focused on our family dynamics. We're focused on boundaries. We're focused on where it is that we have to kind of revert back to the simplicity of life, get back to our very basic needs. Understanding where it is that we don't feel safe, secure, and stable. Understanding what it is that we can do in order to stabilize those particular areas of our life and build a brand new foundation, system, and structure of taking care of ourselves. The North Node is the soul point, the destiny point that our soul needs to get on to reach new potential, new mission. And because it is in Taurus energy, we're really taking a good look at our physical realms, routines, relationships, money matters. We're recognizing what it is that we have to build towards, and in doing so, what it is that we have to close the door on and let go of in order to be freed up, if you will, to really focus on bringing new elements to life. The moon in Aquarius is going to square, get into the boxing ring with Jupiter, the planet of growth, expansion, beliefs, abundance, and blessings. Now, Jupiter's in this Taurus energy for the next year or so, providing us a beautiful opportunity to tap in, see what it is we want to build, what it is we want to create, what it is we want to bring to life, what it is we want to manifest here in our physical realm, where our physical body, our identity, our routines, our relationships, our money matters, our resources, our long-term plans are concerned, in order to build something that is now more in alignment with our higher selves than the egoic circumstances that have built the structures that are currently crumbling. So a square highlights tension, highlights conflict for good reason. That is where our time, energy, and attention is needed first and foremost in order to address the circumstances, the situations that need to change ASAP. And so this is going to bring on big feels, but it's a lot of big feels on what it is that we can no longer tolerate, what we can't stand, where it is that we've been pushed and shoved into a new breaking point, where it is that we have to kind of detach, step away, really kind of have a little bit more independence, if you will, alone time, if you will, to get grounded. Many of us are not grounded at all. Many of us are just in survival mode, pushing and pushing and pushing and never really getting ahead. So this is going to allow us an opportunity to kind of take a time out, see things from a different set of eyes, really kind of strategize, plan on moves that we can make to try to really make ourselves feel better in this ever-changing landscape. The moon is then going to semi-square with Neptune. Neptune, of course, retrograde at this time in Pisces energy in its rulership. This is a reflection, a review on what we have to heal, what we have to let go of, what we have to surrender, what we have to confront, what we have to avoid. Not going to feel good because we have a little bit of a bitch slap of truth, reality coming at us. Neptune being retrograde means that we can't really focus on our dreams. We can't really focus on the future. We can't really focus that much further ahead than this present moment. Even more than that, we need to reflect back on how it is that we arrived in this present moment, because we've been hopeful, too hopeful in some instances, too wishy-washy with really not tackling the roles, the responsibilities, cleaning up the debris of the fallout, if you will. And so this particular interaction is definitely going to show us where it is that, again, when we can emotionally detach, when we can step away from our current circumstances and our egoic avatar and act from the observer mentality, what it is that we absolutely have to address, what we have to really throw ourselves into in order to clean up, provide some endings, provide some closures so that we can get on with building a new reality for ourselves. The moon is going to interact with the sun. This is going to highlight a choice point, a decision point, if you will, on what it is that we need to walk away from, and in doing so, have revealed to us what it is that we're actually walking closer to. Again, many of us very fixated on needing to know the details, needing to know the end result, needing to know the highs, the lows, and everything in between on what it is that we want to do in moving forward. Many of us not having a sweet Jesus clue on what that's going to look like, what that's going to entail for us. And so what happens? We stand still. We stay in a state of paralysis. What we have to realize is that we need to walk away from the things that we no longer need, no longer want to tolerate, no longer want to support, no longer want to pour into, before we're going to gain the clarity on what it is that we're walking towards. So the greater distance that we can create between us and the things that are no longer serving us, the more puzzle pieces that are going to be revealed on what it is that we're actually walking closer to, what we're building, what we're bringing to life, what we're manifesting. And again, the moon in Aquarius having the huge perspective emerge on how it is that we got here, what our circumstances were actually built out of, the choices that we made, the decisions that we made, who it is that we were at those times of decision, and of course, the sun shining a bright light in Cancer energy, what it is that we have to build moving forward in order to support ourselves, take care of ourselves, protect ourselves, defend ourselves, so that we are as stable as we could possibly be. The moon is then going to make a positive interaction with the North Node. So there is some emotional growth. We are receiving some insight. We are receiving some clarity. We are recognizing where we have to try something new. We're recognizing what it is that we should experiment with, what it is that maybe we need to abandon, what it is that maybe we're walking closer to. All of the North Node aspects are providing growth, providing healing, providing puzzle pieces, clarity, aha moments, epiphanies on what it is that we need to walk away from in order to gain proximity and get closer to. The moon is then going to interact with Mercury. Mercury, of course, ruler of the mental plane, ruler of information, communication, how it is that we express ourselves. In this Cancer energy that has us highly intuitive, really blending our intellect with our intuition and really using a more empathetic kind of lens. We are seeing things from a deeper emotional level than what it was that we saw while Mercury, of course, was in its place of power in Gemini energy. That was all intellect, that was all cerebral. Now at least we're factoring in our emotions and our intuition on new information, new insight, new plans, new details. This interaction, though, providing us a choice point to see how far away our heart is to our headspace. And seeing the distance there, we are actively going to need to negotiate, need to compromise within ourselves in order to get our heart and our head on the same page. The moon then interacts with the sun once again, this time in a positive interaction. They are harmonizing, they're working together. We are strategizing, we are formulating a new plan on what it is that we need, what we need to build, what we need to create, what we need to bring to life, what we need to manifest, all around the basic needs of what is currently not working for us, where there's no stability, where there's no support, where we're not feeling so safe and secure. We are recognizing where it is in the big picture of observation that we're currently at emotionally with this Aquarian energy. We're recognizing where it is that we have to be more innovative on coming up with creative solutions on how it is that we're going to create and implement some boundaries here in order to protect us, mind, body, and soul. The last aspect that we have here today is the moon in Aquarius making a sextile of beautiful energy with Chiron, the wounded healer. So this is highly suggestive that we are really starting to see where the conflict is, where the strain is, where the power struggle is, where the lack of control is. And from that, we are recognizing the parts of ourselves that are scared to move on, holding on to those not so nice qualities and characteristics because they're old, tried, tested, true, and familiar. So what this is kind of leading us to do is to really see what it is that needs to change, what it is that we have to kind of boss up within ourselves, what it is that we have to heal, what it is that we have to kind of grow through. And in doing so, we're coming up with a long-term strategy for a new vision, for a new dream, for a new goal. So just consider the fact that there's multiple goal posts. There's not just one goal post, because having one goal post, which is at the end goal or the dream or the vision, is not going to be supportive enough to set us up for attainability, for achievability. Instead, we see that, very, very far goalpost. We need to start setting up smaller goalposts so that we actually have goals that we can accomplish. We have goals that we can achieve. We have certain celebratory points to actually look forward to and kind of take that great grand vision, bust it up into smaller pieces so that we can feel successful when we are actively trying to bring new things to life and reach a smaller goal post that is actually going to help us get to the final goal post that, of course, is the vision and the dream that we are constantly working towards.